it's Miller. In this video, we're going to be talking about getting easy gold, tons of XP, the best and easiest way to get your health to max, and alternative fishing methods and some other things. I mean, I got a lot to show you today, so I'm going to have to get right into it. I just bought dynamite at a fence. You can buy it at any fence, and I'm going to just throw it in and blow up some fish. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm working on my Blast Radius Achievement Award. It's not a cash method though. You can see I got this big fish right here. I'm bringing it out. You know, it's not worth much though because it's been blown up. So just keep that in mind. It's not for cash. You can just do this whenever you see some fish. You don't have to just stand at the shore and do it all day or anything. But you know, you got some dynamite on you, throw it in the water when you see some fish, and you'll keep pushing that achievement ahead. And it does pay off. Alright, so there I just got my award for the blast radius. So now I'm going to go into my awards here and I'm going to reset that achievement. Not all of these can be reset. It'll tell you in the lower left corner if you can or not. What you want to do though is whenever you get one of these buckle awards, reset that award right away and then you can start working on it again. And the reason you're going to do that is because every time you reset it, you're going to get 0.2 gold for each one you reset. So it adds up pretty good. I think I had 5 here that I was able to reset. That's a gold bar right there. Bam. Easy, easy gold. I'd definitely take a little time and just kind of read through some of these awards and think about which ones that you could do easily. You know, I don't want to go into every single thing or whatever, but you know, just do it for yourself. Just look through, read them, see which ones are easy to do that you could accomplish quickly and go for it, you know, and just start resetting those bitches. So right here you're going to see that I'm going to be getting a bunch of gold. For all the 5 I reset, that's 1 gold bar right there. That's easy gold. Alright, so now we're going to move on to something sort of weird. Alright, so some of you guys might remember that waterfall where you could just pick up the fish right off the ground. This is kind of the same deal, only you can create it wherever you want, so that's pretty cool. I do want to say one thing though. This guy comes over, you know, I met several people down here and they just were not aggressive jerks, and it was pretty cool. He just comes up, hey, how's it going, buddy? You know, I mean, that's cool to see. I just wanted to mention that real quick. Alright, so you can just pick up these fish right off the ground, man. It's super easy. You don't even need a fishing pole. Don't need any dynamite either. And these are worth full value. They're all going to sell for just like you caught them, which is pretty cool. So let's get into how I'm doing it. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to grab yourself a deer carcass and find a shallow body of water with a transition that's real shallow. What happens is the deer attracts the fish for some weird reason, and they try to swim over to him, but it's too shallow and they get stuck on the land and you just pick them up. The trick is finding a spot that'll work. That's really the hard part about it, but you want to make sure that they actually there's water connecting the two locations, because they have to be able to think they can get over there, and then you just pick them up. I mean, it's crazy. And if you were doing this while you were fishing, think how fast you could fill up your bag. I mean, it'd just be nuts. So it's a great money method, I think. If you combine it with fishing, it's really good. Alright, so this is a great money maker, like I said, but it does take a little bit of tweaking and stuff. It's a little bit of a thing to get that deer in the exact right spot, because sometimes the fish will come over to him and they'll roll up on the land and then roll right into the water and swim away, you know, so you can't pick them up. So it is a little bit of a thing to try to get him in the exact right location. But if you can find a place that's not so well traveled, like the area I'm in, I mean, nobody shot at me, but you might want to do this in a remote location so that you can get a spot figured out, you can come back to it, throw the deer down and know it's going to work and know you're not going to get shot at. That's just a suggestion I would make. Also, you can see that I have a bird over there, and that bird, they didn't care about him at all. It's the only other animal I tried, but I would just stick with a deer. We know that works, so let's just stick with what we know. None of them seem to give a crap about the bird, so yeah, just so you know. Alright, so now we're back here at the butcher. The time frame that I got all these fish was probably about 30 minutes. Now, there was a bunch of time before that where I was messing around with the deer trying to get him in the right spot. That probably took 15, 20 minutes or something like that. So, but now I know where to put him. So if I went back there, I could throw that deer down and start getting these fish. I could probably get this many fish in it was about a half hour to 40 minutes or something like that. It was pretty fast. And imagine if I would have been fishing at the same time. I mean, geez, you could rack them up quick. All right, enough of this. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, guys, we're at St. Denis. That's the butcher right there. Just so you know where we are. We're going to be working on a bunch of different stuff at the same time here. We're going to be getting tons of experience for executions, like that right there. Gets you 25 points every time you kill a guy this way. We're also going to be working on a couple of sharpshooter awards. There's going to be one from crimes, and there may be other ones that I'm not even aware of or whatever. But the nice thing about this is you don't have to spend one penny on anything. It's all free because you're just using your knife. Alright, so however you go about getting the cops on you, once you do, just come back to this location here and just wait for them to come over the wall and execute them bitches. You're going to get 25 points per kill, and one of the really cool things that I wish I would have known when I was doing a bunch of fishing to get my health up is you get 10 points toward health every time you kill one of these guys. I mean, you're going to go from wherever you're at to full health a hell of a lot faster than fishing. I mean, if you're not enjoying the fishing like I didn't, then this is the way to go. So if you wanted to do this with pistols and special ammo, you could get 30 points per kill instead of the 25, which is a little better, but you got to spend the money on the ammo, and it's a little harder to kind of get the execution in this location here. I'll show you another spot where it would be better to use the pistols if that's what you wanted to do. One of the problems I ran into though was that they kept coming over the other side of the wall. Not at first though, but after a while they would start coming over that other side also, and I had to run back and forth, and they were getting like a shot or two off on me, and it just wore my health down, and I'd die, and that happened several times. And I did come up with a solution that I'm going to show you here, but let's go to the other location I was mentioning, and then we'll go from there. Alright, we're in Ainsburg up here. There's a mine shaft we're going to be using to kind of funnel the guys down to us so we don't have to fight a whole bunch of people at the same time. It's kind of the same deal, you just go get the cops on you, get them all aggravated, and they'll come after you, then go down the mine shaft. This location here is probably the best one for using pistols. If you want to go for the 30 points with the special ammo and the pistol execution, this is probably a better location than the one I just showed you. Just because it's easier to control how they're coming at you. I mean, only one guy can come down the ladder at a time, and it just makes it way easier. The problem is, if you're using the knife method, they just don't come down fast enough, man. It's kind of slow, and so that's why I ended up going back to the original location and coming up with a solution for them coming over that goddamn wall on me, right? So, yeah, this is a good spot for the pistols, but not so much for the knife. So let's go back to that other location and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're back in St. Denis, down the street from the butcher, same location, okay? So what I'm doing now is I'm going to jam this wagon up in here, and it's going to stop the cops from coming over the wall. Believe it or not, it does. It worked awesome. They never came over that side wall again. They always came over right where that little wooden door was, and I was easily able to control the situation and stay in there as long as I wanted. So, do the same deal. But one thing, make sure you kill that horse, because if you don't, when the shooting starts and the cops are freaking out and everything, he starts trying to move around, and it does cause problems. So always make sure you kill that horse once you get it jammed in there like that. Yeah, so with that wagon there, I mean, you're going to be set in here. They're only going to come over this location right here, and you're just going to be able to rack up the points, getting tons of XP. You're going to not be spending one penny on anything, and also you're going to be getting your health up if you need that. I mean, this is the way to go, man. As far as the honor bar goes, what I did was I took it down to about a quarter of the way from all the way bad, and then I just stopped, and I went and hunted, and within like a couple, 3 hours, I'd say, maybe a little longer, maybe 4 hours, I was already, a quarter of the way from being all the way good again. So it's not that hard to get your honor back up. If you're concerned about it, just stop about halfway and then go hunt or something for a while and come back to this later. Alright, on to the next thing. In the free roam category, there's an award for clearing out 4 hideouts in a day. And the reason I'm including this is to save you guys the frustration I went through. I did 7 of them and I never got it. And So what the deal is if you switch sessions, it's reset to 0. If the game kicks you, it's reset to 0. And apparently, I'm on the West Coast, which is like 3 hours behind the East Coast. Rockstar's in New York. So, but for some reason, I had 3 done, and I finished my 4th one at 12:15 at night, and it reset it, and I only had 1. It must have reset it at midnight. That's all I could figure out. I was at 1 out. Anyway, just be warned of all that. It does kind of suck that it's that way. Don't switch sessions, don't get kicked, and don't try and do it past midnight, I guess, is what I'm saying. But it is worth it, though, doing these, because you're going to get a lot of XP, and also you're going to get the maps. You know, I got a map. I did 7 of them, and I got a map so out of one of them. So that's pretty good odds. All right, I have to throw this in here because it's so easy to do. Selling 100 herbs to the doctor. It's in the trade section of your rewards, and this is the doctor. He's the only one in the whole map, and he's in St. Denis, so you can find him there. And you just sell him 100 herbs. You probably already have 100 herbs on you right now, I bet. And you can just come down here and get your free XP and your 0.2 gold that you're going to get for resetting it once you complete it. All right, so I'm just going to come in here, reset, and you'll see that I get 0.2 gold. Easy, easy gold. Alright guys, well that's about all I got for you this time. If you liked it, please let me know by hitting the like button and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.